That's right. Well, okay, good, good. Um, I want us because we only have a short time. I'm sure that Sister Denise has gone over the scriptures with you. I want to start at verse number 6, and we already know the story. God accepted Abel's offering, but not Cain. That is because Abel brought what God desired. Cain brought what he wanted, and it, which takes me to like tithe off. Okay, uh, and I also think it had much to do with the fact that it was a blood offering as opposed to something coming up out of the ground. But oh, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm sorry, it's a fire. Go ahead. Right, mm-hmm. Oh, I think it's all of it. Some people come around and drop their ties, but they mad because they have to. They have to because the pastor said all church leaders must tie. A lot of churches, that's the way it is. And so they're resentful. You know, uh, we had a deacon one day that challenged my husband while he was back. He said, "Well, you make good money. You can afford to tithe. Hmm. Hmm. You got a good job. You can afford to tithe. I don't care if you make $10 a week. Dollar that goes to the Lord." And so it has to do with intent. It has to do with attitude. It has to be obedient, and everything ties back to the blood. How important that is. Okay. When the children of Israel were trying to leave Egypt, they put blood over the doorpost. I'm sure there were some people like, "Hey, I'm eating the meat, okay? Any blood that drains off just does wherever it normally goes." But when God approaches Cain and he says, "Why are you angry? Your countenance has fallen." You can tell by a person's expression, demeanor, all of that, if they're mad. Oh, oh, Um, and so God is asking him, if you did well, if you done well, wouldn't you have been accepted? And if you don't do well, it's because sin is lying at the, which means you can't come in and you can't go out without sin. You open the door, sin's coming in. Go out the door, sin is outside on the other side. So we must pray constantly to see what God's desire is for us. I don't have the same job assignment as you can. I don't have the same assignment. You know, what we must do is do the jobs that we've been assigned. I've said forever, I'll never make a good usher. For one, I don't, well, now I can't, but at the time I did not want to stand up. You know, I'm like, hey, you see vacant seats, why I gotta walk you on? Well, see, that's the wrong attitude for an usher. Because you know, churches that have full usher boards, they, I don't care when they can't usher, they still sit in their white uniforms and sit on the usher row because they love it. Whatever our assignment is, we have to love it in order to do it. Uh, so the Lord is asking him. He said, when he gets down to the point where he asked Cain, where is Abel, your brother? And he said, I don't know. I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper? Is it my responsibility to keep up with him? I only know where I am, you know. And it's like, you know everything. Just you find it. I had nothing to do with that. And in his anger, we do things. We do. I want to jump to the 13th verse when Cain says to the Lord, when God punished, where did he punish him? And he says, my punishment is greater than I can bear. What? What? And he done killed his brother. And now I want mercy. I was reading an article on this man was a pedophile, had ruined the lives of countless children, and he asked the court to have mercy. I'm like, really? But people can't tolerate things done to them that they do to other people. They start crying and screaming, and, you know. And I also want to say, I would have said also, now you want some mercy. Why don't you go to your brother's grave and let's see how you can come back and talk. Uh, but that's human. That's not God. And the anger thing, uh, when it talks about being at your door and being right there, uh, he lured he lured Abel to the field for the kill. Now, luring is different from leading. When you lead somebody, your goal is correct, and it's of God. When you're leading, and you're doing what God told us, and when you're not, it's sin, all of it. And okay, luring involves, because how did he get his brother to come with him? Luring involves enticement. It involves secrecy. It involves hidden motive. It involves lies and other forms of deception. Now, who does that best describe? Satan. Satan. And whereas when you lead somebody, because I'm bouncing back, I'm sorry. I'm back. Mm, no, 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 no. I'm saying came lured his brother. Oh, it's implied, but not stated. Sometimes it's personal perception, uh, and that's where I'm going. God was there to be able to act because he wanted uh, faith, and when leading always involves full goal oriented. Like right now, we wanna make it to heaven. That's our goal, and so we live like we want to go to heaven. It involves trust. It involves obedience, cooperation, submission, and truth. So it's altogether different. We're brought to Christ. We're called. We're not lured in it. We're lured into sin. We're redeemed through faith. And so it's interesting, this jealousy and this anger. So, and I want to go back because I did make a note and I just found it. When God asked Cain, "Where's your brother?" Now, with his evil heart, this is me. Ain't that your job? Why you asking me? Ain't that your job to keep up with him? You kept up with me. It's all I was in. So, and we need to understand God is all seeing. No matter where we go, what we do to hide. And now I want to talk about anger, jealousy. Not all gifts are equal before God. He weighs both, and He'll give us as well as our attitude about our gifts. That means your time, your service, your talent, all of that. And it's important. It's very important that we follow the instructions of God. If we fail to, we're always going to fall in. Nobody just falls down and yells help. Nobody. But Satan will push us. He doesn't want us up on our feet where we can look up to God. He wants us on the ground. Like when we had the police brutality and they stomped your face in the ground or whatever. They have a particular goal. I'm trying to hurt you. And so we have to learn to control our anger. Some people, as we call them, quick temper, they get mad at the drop of a hat. I don't care what it is. They mad. They want you to be kind to them. And it's out of uh, that the kindness of God, where He cut him some slack. He said, "Okay, I'm putting a seal on you for you, so that everybody that sees it, they're not gonna try to kill you. Because if the word is out, anybody that catches Cain can kill him. That's like a reward. Who's gonna pay me for that? I'm a bounty hunter." And so He's letting us know there are just so many things that come out of it. Uh, and anger often comes from jealousy. And we can get mad over the slightest thing. Someone was talking, I think, saying, when people jump out of their cars because you drove slow. Well, why? All you got to do is hit your brakes, slow down like me. So, anyway, we must, it's all about self control. And the only way we can control self is God is controlling us, period. Okay, I think our time is up. I didn't realize that was close. All right. Do we have any questions or comments? I know I just kind of bounced all around, but I'm trying to hit this. the main points that I wanted. And and no matter what, God is always giving, always kind, always merciful. Even when we're reaping what we sow, God is right there to help us through our repentance. Right, 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 right. Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Use your mic. Can't hear you.
Oh, then never mind. I don't know the difference. Mhm. He said, never mind. Right, right. See, you had a ticket, and I'm in the second line. You all the way up. And there you go. He died of just natural causes because nobody was allowed to kill him. They no, it did right, and did not stay. A lot of times we have, or sometimes not a lot of times. Sometimes we have to go on spirit telling us. That's why we have to be careful. You got to do it as God says, period. And anything outside of the spirit of God, if it ain't in the Word, the Bible tells us. Okay. Any other questions or comments before we close? Let's say, with the curriculum 11, we'll go next door. Um, oh no. Oh, no problem.
Not too bad.